everyone, welcome back to High Point again. I hope all of you are doing great in your life as well as you are preparing every day for your UGC NET JRF goals. So let's begin today's video, and today's video is about the essay of dramatic poesy. So after Philip Sidney's Apology for Poetry, and the essay of dramatic poesy comes next as one of the major critical treatises which has written by John Dryden. And John Dryden, he is considered as, or he was called as the, or known as the father of English criticism. So yeah, let's begin. Before beginning, let me tell you that this is my Instagram ID, Ligimarian90. There I am sharing lot of free materials, free study materials of NTA, UGC NET, JRF, English language and literature in various forms, as well as you can save them into your account and you can have it whenever you want. And at the same time, I'm planning many more things, marathon quizzes and Monday quizzes and quiz about a particular topic and all. We are actually planning many things in the future, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you are also there in Instagram, or if you don't have, you can easily download it and you can create one. And also I have a WhatsApp group in which I am sharing daily quiz questions and answers and news and updates related to NTA, UGC, NET, JRF, English language and literature, and also some study materials as well. In order to join the WhatsApp group, you can go to the description box and click the link, or if not, you can directly message me in this number given here so that I can share you the link and you can join directly, you and your friends too. So yeah, and of course we have a website known as www.highpoint.in where we have divided the entire syllabus, NTA syllabus simplified for you, and we have divided the entire syllabus into various modules, chapters and various things. 900 plus audio lectures we have provided there for you, and also 300 plus downloadable materials along with the whole previous and practice question papers are also there. So once you join the course, you will get 2 bonuses, which are the weekly test in every Saturdays, and also you will get a personalized study guide from us without any cost other than the fees. So yeah, let's begin. So if you are interested, don't forget to DM me or message me in this number, or you can directly go to the website. The link is there also in the description box, or you can from Chrome you can go to the website using the address, and also you can join there. It is easy to join. Okay, now let's have an introduction first of all about the essay. So this essay, let me tell you, John Dryden, you must be know this, that John Dryden belonged to the age of Restoration. See, he is the most representative person, literary person of this age, and Restoration age is from 1660 to 1700. I hope you all know these basic information. Okay, so if you don't know about Restoration period, you can obviously go to the very first videos of me in that series and that overview. I have already provided the basic details about Restoration age, and when we come into Restoration age in particular, after the Elizabethan age, after the Puritan age, we'll have a very elaborate discussion about it. Okay. So the essay is written by John Dryden, and John Dryden is the first poet laureate of England, actually official poet laureate of England. Okay, he attempts to justify drama as legitimate form of poetry. So through his essay, what is his main aim? He mainly aims at to give legitimacy for the for English drama as a worthy form of poetry, and there were many allegations against contemporary English drama, and from French, comparing French drama, English drama was always criticized for violating the 3 unities and various other reasons. So all those things we will see one by one. I am not going to give the entire things and every other point, because the essay is pretty much long, and there were many things that he is discussing about English stage. So I have picked the most important and the points that you have to must remember. So we will discuss that, and along with I'll tell what all things comes in my mind. I'll also tell the additional points too there. So don't skip the video and watch it full. Okay, and if you are ready with a paper and pen and take down the notes, then that is fabulous, because you are going to remember these points if you are going to write it down. Okay. So that's the main aim of Dryden to produce this particular essay. Why? In order to give a legitimacy to English stage, English drama as a worthy form of poetry, and also justify English stage against the ancient stage, ancient drama, and as well as French drama. Okay. And it is probably written during the plague years of England in 1666 and first published in 1668. So remember this too, because if anything like chronology, arrange the works in chronological order asked you, this kind of information will be helpful. The treaty is a dialogue among four speakers. So the treaty has written in a way that four people are talking together, and they are in a boat. They are actually in a boat, and they are kind of sailing in a lake, and the treaty is in the form of a dialogue. Anyway, it is talking about the stage, English stage, so it is in a dialogue form too. And the four speakers are Eugenius, Critus, Lycidius, and Neander. So please make a note of it and also learn Eugenius, Critus, Lycidius, and Neander. They have their own preferences about or opinions about English drama, violation of three unities, and various about tragic comedy of English drama, and also ancient and French drama stage. Okay, so these are the four people who are actually talking each other and sharing their viewpoints in this particular essay. Who are they? Eugenius, Critus, Lycidius, and Neander. And Neander represents Dryden. There were questions about this particular point in some of the question papers, previous question papers, that in the essay who represents Dryden, or who is acting as the mouthpiece of Dryden. So it is Neander, and Neander name means new man. Okay, Neander, that name means new man. The conversation takes place on the day that Elizabeth encounters the Dutch. So there is a backdrop, a background for this particular conversations happening, that the conversation takes place on the day that English encounters the Dutch, and England emerged as victorious. So as they were hearing this noise from the ground, as the encounter was happening, they barged in a boat, and they were in that boat, and they actually talking about it. So when these dialogues end, or towards the end of the essay, we can see that England emerged as victorious. So that is the backdrop of this essay. Remember that too. Okay. Now let's have a critical summary of this play. So in the beginning itself, Lycidius defines play. He defines play as drama is the lively and just image of human nature, representing its the delight and instruction of mankind. Lycidius defines play as drama is a lively, a kind of very live and just means justiceful image of human nature, which are represented in order to delight and instruct humankind. So that's the definition given by Lycidius, one of the characters. And let's move on to the first thing they are discussing. So Critus is the one who first speaks about in defense of the ancient dramatist. Okay, so ancients were superior imitators of nature. So he actually tells many reasons why he finds ancient dramatist as more superior than the modern dramatist. Okay, so Dryden always defended modern trends in English drama and modern works and modern literature, modern English stage as well. So Critus is a person who defended the ancient dramatist by saying that since drama is a kind of lively representation of human nature, so this nature was superiorly imitated by, or justly and lively imitated by ancients. So they are superior in this case. So we owe for dramatic rules to the ancients. So it was the ancient people, ancient critics and ancient dramatic persons. They laid down all these rules for this entire drama system or entire stage. So we are actually indebted to them for having all these dramatic rules. So the ancient also observed the three unities very well. So in their play, they have also always observed the three unities. Which are the three unities? And three unities were brought by whom? Aristotle. Okay, so three unities were unity of action, unity of time, and unity of place. So for mainly these three reasons, Critus defends the ancient dramatist and literary persons more over the modern stage players, I mean playwrights. Next, Eugenius talks. So Eugenius, after hearing Critus, he defends modern playwrights. How? So he gives a reply to Critus. He says that moderns are superior since they have both experience and rule of the ancients. See, the ancient writers, ancient playwrights, they had a little experience in the sense they had no forefathers in order to imitate, or they had no forefathers to look upon for some rules regarding whatever they are writing. So they lack this kind of an experience. They need to formulate their own rules which are quite irrelevant at times. See, unity of place, unity of time, so these are irrelevant at times if you see some of the English play, most of the English plays. So the moderns are superior in that case, that they both have this rule as well as the experience. Okay, so in that case moderns are superior. So that's why Eugenius says that moderns are superior than the ancients, and he also tells about many other reasons for his argument. So ancient plots were already known to the people as they had traditional plots in their place, so they lacked the novelty and pleasure that moderns have. So he says that another reason why modern stage is more superior than the ancients, because ancient people, they actually followed some traditional plots. Traditional plots in the sense that the story of the traditional plots, they already knew the story. The audience are aware of the story already. There is no novelty. That's why ancient plots lacked novelty and pleasure, while moderns, they experimented many things. They brought about many novel plots and stories onto the stage, and it actually gives more pleasure and a novel experience to the audience. Even ancient do not perfectly observe these three unities. See, it is not actually very fruitful in using these three unities very strictly, because it will make the play regressive in the sense. It will make the play very tasteless. Okay, so even if you observe strictly, ancient dramatists also, they were not perfectly observing these three unities, and ancients lacked poetic justice in their place. Okay, so this is another reason that Eugenius says that ancient people, they were not observing, they lacked poetic justice in their place. So poetic justice, just that towards the end of the play, the good will get rewards, and the bad people or the cruel people or the villains, they will get punished. Such kind of a poetic justice lacked in ancient dramatist plays, and their tragedy is so somber that it lacked love scenes. So they were because tragedy should only have some tragic elements, they actually devoid of, ancient dramas are devoid of any kind of love scenes or any light mood scenes. We cannot find in it. So that's why it is very boring and somber in that way. So these are some reasons that Eugenius says by sided with the modern dramatist over the ancient ones. Okay, so here in these two people, Critus and Eugenius, Lycidius defends French drama. Lycidius defends French drama. That always many critics believed that there were an argument that going on during that time, in that contemporary time of Dryden, that French drama is more superior than the English drama. Okay, the French observed the unities perfectly, as they have nothing observed as the English tragic comedy. So Lycidius actually says that the French their contemporary French drama, they observe unity of three unities perfectly, and they have nothing observed. So he calls the English dramatic trend tragic comedy as absurd, and in tragic comedy you will have both tragic elements and comic elements as a mix. So there is nothing like that in French drama. Okay, even though their tragedies are about some known myths and legends, they mix fact and fiction so well that it derives pleasure. So they, since they are following three unities, they are also following traditional plots and stories in their dramas which are already known. They are using known myths and legends in their drama, but they mix fact with fiction so well in a sense that it will derive pleasure and you will also feel novelty while watching this. So these are the two reasons that Lycidius says in praising French drama, and he also add on that the French manage their narration of the play so well than English, and there is no sudden changes or a conversion also in English. So like in English stage there will be sudden changes. See, when a tragic scene just ended, after that immediately there will be a comic scene followed, or there will be some sudden changes and conversions will happen in English drama. That is quite usual in English drama too. In English drama, but so no such thing will happen in French drama, because they are managing their narration in such a way that it goes with their play, their it goes very smooth, okay, in French drama. And the French prefers rhyme while English prefers blank verse. So this is another difference between the French stage and English stage. English stage prefers blank verse while French prefers rhyme. Okay, so for these main four reasons, Lycidius says that the French drama is much more superior than English drama. The next one speaks is Neander. So Neander represents Dryden. So he listens all these things said by the other three people. Now Neander gives each one of them their replies. Okay. So Neander, of course, he emphasizes the superiority of English over the French drama as well as the ancient drama too. So let's see what are the reasons that he says for this opinion. The French lacks the rich variety of humor in the English plays. So English drama, it is so much in, we can find various and variety of English plays in England, I mean in English stage, and also in every other constituent part that we have inside a play. For English drama, variety of characters will be there, variety of actions we can see there, variety kind of moods and variety of meters are used. So in every other sense, in the case of variety of humor, English plays are rich in it, while French drama is not that rich in having varieties. So that's one reason for the superiority of English plays over the French plays and ancient drama as well. The trend tragic comedy is also started here in French. So he says that it's not that the French people, they don't have tragic comedies. They consider tragic comedy as absurd. Maybe in the past they were considering it, but now they know that tragic comedy has its own pleasure giving element in it. So they are also started that trend in France too. The English plot is copious and varied, while French is barren and narrow. Another reason that Neander gives here is that the plot of English drama is very copious and it is very abundant of variety of things we can see in English drama, English plot, like plot wise also we can see this variety, and also stories are also in novel stories we can find characters, different kinds of characters we can find, also different kinds of moods and different kinds of elements in a play and meters, and everywhere you can find this kind of variety in English plot. But French plot of French drama, they are so barren and narrow because they are strictly following, they are trying to following three unities as well as the whole rules regarding drama. The next he says that now he justifies English tragicomedy on the following grounds. So people usually, critics, they usually find faults with English tragicomedy, like Philip Sidney in Apology for Poetry, he criticizes the mingling of tragic and comic element severely, right? That we have already seen. If you have not watched this video, I have given the link in the description box, or in the I button also I have given that video link. You can click it and watch it. Dryden justifies this trend following these grounds. So he actually gives 4 reasons why it is a worthy trend in English stage. Okay. So he says that contrary set of each other. So in nature, look at nature, and also when two contrary things comes together, it will create some tension, and that will derive ultimately, it's a pleasure giving thing. So contrary set of each other. It's not that when two contrary things comes, only conflicts, that conflict will be actually give pleasure in a plot, okay, in a drama. So that's the first reason that he says for as a justification for mingling tragic and comic elements together, and they act as contraries, and that will give an effect, that effect of much more higher pleasure. Okay, the second ground on which that he justifies tragic comedy of English is that a scene of mirth introduced in a tragedy refreshes and provides relief. See, in most of the English drama, especially in tragedies of Shakespeare, we can find that, just after a horrible anticlimax scene of a murder or anything like that, horrible scene, there will be a comic relief scene. So it is called as comic relief scene, that it will provide some relief and also a refreshness from that very tight and pressure giving scene that just happened. Not only that, it also gives a kind of heightened tension too among the audience, as it will create some sort of suspense that what will happen next. So this scene, actually the scene of mirth, is not a negative thing in a tragedy, but it is actually refreshes and also provides relief, as well as it creates a kind of tension and a kind of suspense among the audience. Okay. And the third thing that Neander says in defending English tragicomedy is that compassion and mirth do not destroy each other, but they coexist in nature. See, look at our lives. So our life is not always tragic, not always comic. Even the tragic element happened, after some time we will enjoy some happiness in our life, or even if you are enjoying some happiness, there will be some tragic things happen. There will also a chance that in the very moment, next moment, tragic things will happen. Okay, so in that way, mirth and compassion, they actually not nullifying each other, but they actually coexist in nature. So if drama is a true representation or imitation of nature, then in plays too, in drama too, tragic and comic element should coexist together, and there is no wrong about it. The fourth justification that he gives about English tragicomedy, it is a pleasure way of writing not known to the ancient or to the moderns of any other nation. So he is actually little bit partial here about his own English stage, because he says that tragicomedy, it's a pleasure giving writings. Simply just like that, you cannot write a tragicomedy, and this trend was not known to the ancients. They were writing pure comedies, they were writing pure tragedies, they don't know how to mix tragicomedy, and they were not aware about this trend, and also it is unaware to any other modern nation so far. So actually, so this is also another reason that he says about English tragicomedy superior. Okay, superiority of English tragicomedy. Now, after that, he says about showing violence on the stage. So English drama is condemned for containing more violent spectacles and violent actions going on the stage. See, if you take the Elizabethan drama, you can see that take the example of tragedy of Hamlet. You can see towards the end everybody dies and horrible murders are happening, and also in the Duchess of Malfi, you can see that their bodies are showing, insane people are showing. So in that way, many violent contents are there on the stage. They are portraying it on the stage before the audience. So English drama is also criticized for this element. So here he says that Neander says, or Dryden says that here, when you analyze this particular point, you have to consider the temperament or the nature of the audience. See, English people, by nature they are fierce, and they prefer to see such violence. It's quite natural and quite okay. They are quite okay with this kind of portrayal of violence on the stage. but he is also not favoring it in a way that you should not show murder directly on stage. That John Dryden too not favoring, but still he says that English people prefer it and English people are okay with it because they are fierce by nature. They have a great temperament with them, so that they prefer to see them and they don't have any problem or issue after seeing it. And English people can imagine an actor as a king and three men on the stage as an army. So he says that English people, they can see, if their imagination is so powerful that they can see just an actor and they can imagine that actor as a king and three men behind this king as a whole army and six people fighting each other as a fearsome battle going on. So these people can, English people can imagine that. And English has too much action while French has too little. See, while French and ancient dramatists, they actually so worried about these three unities and they were so conscious about these three unities to maintain, they actually sacrificed many good elements in their place. But English, they are not going for these three unities. So English has so many varieties in their place in the form of action, characters, elements or diction or meter. So English, they have too much in action in their place while French has too little, showing the variety of English stage. And Neander estimates Shakespeare and other English dramatists. So now Neander, he talks about, especially about Shakespeare and other English dramatists. And here goes some famous dialogues and famous quotes that we have often seen in question papers, that Neander says that I admire him. Him means Ben Jonson, but I love Shakespeare. So by comparing Shakespeare and Ben Jonson, he says that, see, I admire Ben Jonson, but I love Shakespeare. Ben may be more correct, but Shakespeare has great wit. See, in and around about this quote, I have seen at least 5 or 6 or 7 questions about this, who said this particular statement, or admire him but I love Shakespeare. Who is him in this statement? It is Ben Jonson. So who called Ben Jonson as the more correct poet than Shakespeare? So Dryden calls that. So in that way, many questions asked about this thing, and this particular statement he makes in an essay of dramatic poesy. Okay, and if Shakespeare was the Homer, Jonson was the Virgil of England. So this is also another thing from which I have seen questions. So Shakespeare was compared to Homer, while Jonson was compared to whom by Dryden? It is Virgil. Okay, so remember and jot down these points. Okay. And Neander's views about the play The Silent Woman. So another thing that he does here is that he actually views and he shares his views and evaluation about the play The Silent Woman. So Silent Woman is written by Ben Jonson, and in this work he says that it has observed 3 unities and it has a continuity of scenes. So it is a very good work, and in this statement he says that, in this portion of the work he says that, Silent Woman is the work that actually pushed English drama into its modern form. So he gives a kind of legitimacy to this work in that way. So be careful about this point, that it is The Silent Woman by Ben Jonson that he gives praise here. And there is also a variety of characters written in modern manner. So not only Ben Jonson observes all the 3 unities in the play The Silent Woman, but it also has the all the ingredients and characteristics of English drama, like varieties of characters and scenes and action going on, all written in modern manner, and as well it observes 3 unities as well. Now next, Critus is the one who speaks and he attacks on rhyme. So rhyme is not suitable for tragedy, serious plays, but in comedy. So he says that rhyme, even though French drama follows rhyme, but it is not suitable to use in tragedies or serious kind of plays, but it is more suitable to comedies. So he says that in plays generally, in drama, we have dialogues. So characters will be delivering dialogues. They were not narrating any poetry and all. So no character in a real life, no character will be usually using rhyme while they were speaking. So usage of rhyme is not actually related to the genuine speaking of any person, any character in the real life. So it is not proper to use rhyme in plays, especially tragedies and serious kind of plays. He says that blank verse is also unnatural. So he is also criticizing blank verse, that blank verse is also unnatural, but since it is nearer to the prose style, more suitable to use in plays. So blank verse, even though it is so unnatural, because nobody is going to speak in that rhythmic way, how blank verse is written, not in that way nobody is going to speak, right? So blank verse is also unnatural, but blank verse has a property that it stands quite near to the prose style, so it is more suitable to use in plays than rhyme. But Neander speaks in defense of rhyme, and he says that he replies to Critias that rhyme or verse, so any kind of rhyme or blank verse, it is a choice of natural verse in natural order. So what we are doing when we are using rhyme or blank verse, that we are actually choosing words and we are using that words in a natural order. And rhyme can be made to look like natural by manipulating pauses and stresses and the change of meter. So it's not that whenever we use it will look like unnatural, but we can make it look like natural by manipulating pauses, by creating pauses, by using pauses and stresses and change of meter. So that's how we have to use rhyme in while writing plays. And blank verse is not a verse form, but it's poetic prose only, fitted to comedy. So he says that blank verse is not a verse form, but it is a poetic prose style. So he calls blank verse as a poetic prose style, and it is fit to comedy. See, all these things you may feel that these are some things that Dryden is saying, but questions can be asked from these kind of points. And usage of rhyme is also suits the genius of the age. See, he says that, see, if you consider the genius of the age of 17th century, usage of rhyme is quite okay. So that actually suits the genius and practice of the age or the contents that we are producing in the age. So during Dryden's time, which was the towering genre, it was drama only, and comedy of manners was the towering genre of the drama, and also we can see that heroic plays too. So for the genuine for the genius of the play, for the genius of this age, rhyme is more suitable than blank verse. So these are the major things that he says in it. So he is actually talking about many other things, so I have just chose the important points, what he is giving, how he is justifying the contemporary or modern English drama of his time, and also how he produces some of the views about Shakespeare and contemporary playwrights, and also about the silent woman, of which I have seen questions in the previous question papers. Okay, so as a conclusion, I would like to say that the essay ends with no clear-cut conclusion. That means that towards the end, when they stop their dialogues, their conversation, and what happened, they actually they have not arrived at a conclusion which is more important, which is more superior over what. Okay, so the characters, they are speaking, and just like that they are ending their conversation and they are going their own ways. It's not that they have provided a particular direction for the readers to follow, that this is the conclusion that we have arrived, and no such things are done by Dryden here. So the readers are left with their own choice or their own judgments about the English play or French plays, or the modern or the ancient playwrights. So the Dryden provides that kind of a freedom. Dryden ended his essay in an open-ended way without providing any clear-cut judgments about their arguments. So there is no conclusion provided here. And this shows the balanced and civilized approach of Dryden as a critic. So that's why Dryden as a critic, he is superior to other critics Okay, that's why he is known as the father of English criticism. So this shows the balanced and civilized approach that every other critic should follow in their works. They can put their views, but it's always the choice of the readers who, whether they want to go with the critic or don't want to go with the critic. Okay, so Dryden as a critic shows that maturity in his works when he concludes the work. Okay, and this approach of Dryden was highly praised by later critics too. Okay, so that's the conclusion about this play. So that's all about this play as well. If you have any queries, questions and doubts, please don't hesitate to mention all of them in the comment section, and also along with that, don't forget to comment your major takeaway, major things that you have understood from this video about and the essay on dramatic poesy in that comment section, so that it will guide the further students, future students of this video. And also you can find me in these platforms. Don't forget to visit my website www.highpoint.in, where you can, in the session given to English criticism and theory, you can see that I have given an elaborate audio lecture about the essay of dramatic poesy by Dryden. And also in Instagram I have provided in Instagram too, I am providing lot of free materials there. You can have access to all of them. And also if you want to join the WhatsApp group that I have mentioned already, you can go to the description box and click the link and join, or if not, you can directly message me in this number given here. A 15% off is going on the website about the fee structure. You can have it while it is there, because don't wait for the next NTA UGC net exam notification. You can start studying now itself with us, if you have determined to have your net in the 2022, in this year itself. Okay, so let's meet in the next video session. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to it if you are interested, because I don't want you to miss any of this video lectures that we are having, both in cultural studies as well as English literary criticism and theory. So without missing anything, please watch it and also make notes out of it and ask question if you have any doubts. And also while you are subscribing, press the bell icon so that you get a notification whenever I am uploading a new video in it. Okay, bye bye. So see you in the next video session. Until then, stay tuned to my channel, and also happy learning. Bye bye.